Good morning and welcome to the weekly Forex review for the week of 28th of January to the 2nd of February 2009. In this video, we're going to review some trading ideas for the week. And we're going to be guiding our decision using mainly price action and volume profile to have a certain idea of how the market may behave for the week. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to start this week with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. As we see here, we are looking at the daily chart, and I drawn a volume profile from all the massive uptrend that we have in the Dow Jones from 2009 to around September 2018. So I did this so we can see how the volumes were behaving in this massive uptrend. We can see where the zones where the buyers accumulated their buying positions, and where we are right now, we can see this structure. We can see how the market established an all-time high in January 2018, and then it tried again but failed around September again the same year, giving us this double top structure in this volume node. So what can figure out from this is this. In this structure, in this double top, in this all the volume accumulated were short selling volume. We can see this because after this accumulation happened, this down move, this strong down move occurred, which is recently recovering. So we can, after seeing this, we can go down to the 4-hour chart and see how the volumes behave in this accumulation. So when we draw the volume profile in this accumulation prior to the strong down move, we can see that in this whole area, the most volume were accumulated around 24,704, which is where price is currently sitting at. So we can see that in this accumulation, after this accumulation, it was this down move, then currently is doing a pullback around again this area, and all this selling activity, all these people that accumulated the selling position here, in my opinion, are gonna try to defend those selling positions. So when around this area, we're trying to see some sign of weakness, so we can enter in the short side of this trade. And for this trade, we have two profit levels, which are around 23,000 to 2028. That would be the lower part of this accumulation. And if you are able, these sellers are not able to defend this position, the price could go to around 21,693 levels. For the next part, we are going to see the crude light oil, and we are seeing a short trade idea for crude. So what we're seeing here is that from October 2018, it occurred this massive down move, which price went quite rapidly from $75 to $42. So if we want to see how volume behave in this big downtrend, let's see how volume behave. We can see that in this whole big down move, um, after this down move initiated, sellers added position to these shorts around these levels from this range from 51.50 to $54. So in this big down move, sellers accumulated position here and drove the price even lower. Uh, Oil has had a return in this last month, which has indicated a good up move that has prices currently around 52 levels. In my opinion, crude oil is sitting around a good short trade because sellers are going to try to defend their other positions here. So it offers a good risk to reward ratio because if we try to enter around this area, the stop loss would be rather small, and the rewards rather big. So I think it's a good short trade idea because there has a structure, has some volume that sellers are going to try to defend. So I think it's a good risk reward trade. And but we have to also take into account this off move, this rather good off move was initiated around this area. So probably what may happen is that oil, if it sellers are able to defend their positions here, they're going to push the price lower, and probably the buyers they are that push the price upwards from here, they're going to try to defend this position. So this also might be a good range forming, so we can take advantage of these high and low uh, levels. For instance, let's say we get short from here and prices arrive through this area. This might be a good time to take our profit and even maybe look for some buying opportunities if the price just stays in a range for a while. We can see if we go down in the 30 minutes chart, we can see better the range that I was talking about, where the sellers accumulated more selling position was this range. So if we can see, if we analyze how the volume behave in this accumulation before the selling move, we can see how the biggest positions were accumulated around 51. Then the price dropped, and we are currently again in this range. So even though we passed the point of control, we are still in this distribution. So as you can see, sellers around this area are going to try still to defend their positions, and the stops is rather small. As I was saying, if the price reacts to the downside around this area, which is the low of this accumulation, there could be some buying positions from these people, and we can see crude in this range for a while. if prices do not cross those green square that I got marked in the chart. That's all for crude. Let's see now. Let's see now the dollar Swiss. The dollar Swiss. For the dollar Swiss, we are also seeing a short trade idea. Um, if we could can see price, sellers accumulated selling positions around this area, and after price drops, has a very good price drop. And currently we are seeing prices going up, doing a pullback around this area. So if you want to see what happened, let's see how volumes behave before this down move, so around this accumulation. It's a rather short accumulation, but a good one nonetheless. So if we zoom in, we can see that we have a rather equal distribution. I mean, there's no clear volume node, is quite uniform, but the bigger volumes were accumulated around 100582. And after this accumulation, a drops occur, and then another accumulation of selling positions before the bigger drop. So we have 2 points of entry. We can enter around this area where we are currently at, or if you think that we have some move upwards, which is rather possible, we can look for some short also around this point of control. But in my opinion, if we go down to the 30-minute chart, we can see what I was talking about was this accumulation occurs with people accumulated their buying positions. This profile could be shorter. You can see it more clearly in the 30-minute chart, and they accumulated their positions around the area that I was talking about, and then this sharp down move. After this down move, another accumulation of selling positions occurred before this big down move. So if you want to see what happened in this accumulation, let's see, could be even more, could be, but the levels are rather the same. We can see how in this accumulation, before this down move, the bigger volumes were accumulated around this area. Before this down move, price has recovered and going again to the volume, to the point of control of this volume profile. As we see, this was rejected, it was a little down move, it was rejected again. So this gives you a good indication of the sellers are defending their selling positions from here. So what is my advice for this trade is we can short this trade, we can put a sell stop order around 99,198, or you can wait for a pullback either to this blue line that is around 99,417, or a bigger pullback around this area again, 99,72. If we, depending on how your trading style is, you can enter around this area. So what are the targets for this position? We can see more clearly if we go back again to the 4-hour chart. If we go back to this chart, we can see how people has drive the price up. So if we analyze this move up, what can we see? We can see that in this move up, price, people have accumulated most of the orders around this area here. So we can expect, we can set the target around this volume node where price probably is going to react again to the upside. That is around 97, 0.9797, and if price is able to break this area, then the next logical is around the end of this distribution, which is around 0.97246. That is all for the dollar Swiss. Now let's see the New Zealand dollar, Australian dollar. For this pair, we are also seeing a short trade. If we can see here, just using a structure, we can see how price has rejected this area, and also we can see this long shadow, which is giving us an indication of high selling pressure, and also they run up some stops there. And we can see how prices rejected this and went down, and then currently now is retesting again these levels. So we can have some short trade around this this area. So it's quite clearly here how structure has failed several times before, and now it's again retesting. So based only on structure, we can see this is a good place for shorts. If we go down to the 30-minute chart to see the bigger picture of that accumulation, which is around here, let's see how the volumes were accumulated around this whole area. So we can see that the point of control of this accumulation, of this selling accumulation, we can say is they were accumulating selling position, because after this accumulation, sharp drop occurred. The point of control of this accumulation was around 95.40. So we can see how prices went sharply down, and now they are doing a kind of pullback to around this area again. So we can try to look for trades. If you are seeing the structure that is forming right now, you can say that it's kind of similar to a bullish flag. So this might give you an indication that price may have one more move up before going down. So that's why I'm saying that try to look for shorts around this area. That's trying to see if this is a bullish flag that would push the price a little bit higher. So be careful of that. Even they can push the price all the way to 96.21. So let's be careful. But we're trying to see some sign of weakness around this area to enter this trade in the short side. So what are the possible targets for this trade? Let's go back to the 4-hour chart. And then again, um, in all this up move, let's see how the volumes behave. And we can see that in all this up move, there was not much volume in the pair. So that gives you an indication that people are not quite interested in all of this range. So if we can see some rejections around the area, price could rapidly fall down again to the beginning of this volume distribution. So our first target would be the beginning of this volume node that is around 92.55, and the second target would be the point of control of this distribution that is around 91.40, 91.50, more or less. So that would be all for the New Zealand dollar, sterling dollar, and for this video. I hope you have liked the ideas shown here. If you have any inquiry or question about what we discussed, you can leave a comment in the comment section. We invite you to subscribe to this new channel, and also to activate the notification button so you can be up to date to the content we are uploading. And also invite you to follow us in Instagram. We are at AK Trades. I'm gonna leave the link to our Instagram page in the description, and I hope you like it and have a good week of trade. Thank you.